Welcome to ABU, A Better You. I call this the Genius Lab. I'm excited about this season, this podcast that we're back on the air with. I'm telling you, I'm elated about today's guest. But you've entered this platform where my mission is to help people do better and be better individuals, not just within themselves, but within their relationships, their business endeavors, as well as educate people on how to create generational wealth. And so with that, again, this is my new series where I interview people who are winning on their mountain and want to see other people and entrepreneurs win in life. And so my next guest at this time is somebody that I have known for a very long time. There she is, Queen herself, Seda. And, I love when you gave me your blurb. The first thing that you said, man, let the world know that I'm a proud believer. I love God. I'm a mother, a lupus activist, which I've known. And I think the work that you've done is phenomenal because it's been a part of your personal journey. And one of the things that you've had to believe God for in terms of your health. But at your core, aside from loving God, you're the owner of Seda Custom Design, design and marketing agency selling excellence, brand confidence, and business growth for over 18 years. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Wow, Cedar, when I think about this, we've been on a journey for a minute together. And
Yes.
I think it's definitely been for almost over 20 years for sure. Plus,
Yeah, I
you
think so.
know,
I know. I was
yeah,
trying to calculate. I was like, how early was it? I don't know.
yeah. How old is Jordan now? She has a phenomenal son who plays basketball. How old is Jordan now?
Thank you. He's actually going to be 22 in a couple weeks.
Woo! Yeah, he was a baby when we met. He was a baby when we met. Man,
Okay.
so I know you, right? Share with
Yeah.
the audience. Share with the audience who you are. Who is Seda?
Oh God. I'm just a child of God. I'm just a little old me. I am like I said, I'm a Christian and a mother, a designer, and I started the business, believe it or not, like during the Daniel fast. You remember the
Yep,
every that we do at church
yep.
every January. I was a member of Abundant Harvest, now HCC Lift. um, but yeah, that's how I came to know Pastor, and I worked for the church for a long time.
Yep.
Um, I actually started doing graphic design when I was in high school. I learned Photoshop when I was like 13 years old, and created one of the first like digital yearbooks in the country. And I went to school for business, but then I won a logo contest, and that's kind of like what started it all. Um, but at my core, I'm just a person who I like to see other people win. I like to create, um, I like to create new things and be innovative um, and in all things give glory to God in everything I do, just like Pastor says all the time.
That's right. That's right. So with that, and you actually touched on it a little bit. What's your focus in this season? What are as a design, an extraordinary design talent? What's your focus in this season?
Listen, my focus actually has been to like take a step back and try to establish some systems and procedures and things. When I started, I didn't have a business plan or investment or any clients or anything like that. I didn't do anything by the book. I just leaped.
It was all by faith. It was all by faith.
Right.
Yep.
God said go. So, sometimes, I had one of those horrible bosses, and I think sometimes God makes situations so uncomfortable for you that it makes it where, he has to just push you out because you wouldn't otherwise go.
I love it. You said
So
God makes situations so uncomfortable that it has to push you out because you have a greater purpose.
yeah. And so he was like, no more, like, the gift I gave you is for my people. It's not for the world anymore. So now I'm kind of taking a step back and looking at like how to set it up so that if I wanted to, I could hand it off to someone and they can run it, or that I could duplicate myself, or that, you can't scale without a system. So, and I had no system.
Right.
And you were with me when I got sick, I think you and Jessica were trying to help me, like, okay, well, can you sell it? What can you do? And if you don't have anything tangible in place to be able to say, well, here you go, this is how I do this, then you have nothing to sell. You have nothing to
it's not an asset.
Duplicate it. Yeah, you can't scale something that doesn't, exist on paper. So I'm taking a step back and looking at those things.
Let's talk a little bit more about your background in design and marketing and what you built today as a successful leader, as well as a businesswoman. And, our audience doesn't know this, but I know this. You have contracts within community to government, the political arena. Let's talk about that. What you built.
Well, as far as my background, believe it or not, a lot of it is like the School of Hard Knocks and favor and and being self-taught. After I won that logo contest, my sister introduced me to a couple people that were doing design, because I didn't see it like as a career. At the time, it wasn't everywhere like it is now. And so I started working under them. I actually tried to get into a design school and got rejected because I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know anything about how to put together a portfolio or anything like that. And then my mentor became a creative director and brought me on as an art director. And, was not qualified for that, but favor, and eventually, we started creating campaigns from concept to completion for clients like the lottery and Southern California Edison and Nissan and Harley Davidson and Las Vegas Visitors and stuff like that. So I learned everything, in doing that there. And just through the years, I've been blessed to have a lot of startups come to me. So we kind of grew together. I had never even taken a marketing class. I just learned from being like a part of their teams, essentially, and seeing what worked and what didn't. I also worked for Earthlink and Sherry's Berries in their early days, and they did all their marketing like in-house, literally like in the same building. So I got to see like how a whole production from stem to stern, worked. So, I mainly, learned that way. And now, of course, I had some continuing education. I have a degree in design. And through, my experiences now,
I love it. I love
the agency, we offer all of those services. Yeah.
I'm cutting you off. You said, I have a degree now in, I have a little degree. I love it. Continued education is key. I don't
Yeah.
care who you are. Listen to me. If you're not learning, you're not growing. Again, I don't care how successful you are. And to hear you say that is, I think it's something that other entrepreneurs need to hear, because oftentimes you think you've hit a pinnacle, or you've come to this place where you don't need to learn anymore. And you know, again, if you're not learning, you're not growing. And so talk to, what are the services that you provide to, businesses now? I can't say small businesses, because you have some big contracts, but what services do you provide to businesses?
We provide graphic design for one-time projects and monthly services, website design, digital marketing, pretty much any aspect of digital marketing, any service that an advertising agency provides. We do like full ad campaigns, as well as search engine optimization and blog writing.
Mm.
We run digital ads on all the social media platforms, as well as social media management of other people's accounts, and manage the budgets for running ads. And as we do design and printing of flyers, logos, business cards, packaging, stationery, books, signage, and also started doing consulting. Just like through the years, like I said, I've had so many startups come to me and like stay with me. We kind of grew together that, people would say, I'd do their business card and they say, well, how do I get back then, how do I get a fax number? How do I get an email? How do I get a domain and all? So it was like, okay, well, you do this, or you do this. So I ended up being like a business coach through those type of things. So pretty much anything you can think of in the marketing, branding, or advertising realm, we can do. So
Let's talk about branding for those who want to start a business, startups, or maybe even those that are in business, right? But their message and their service needs some help. I read an article in Forbes that talked about how branding allows you to build relationships with your audience, which can eventually turn them into loyal customers. Let's talk about that. Why branding? And branding, I think, has changed over the year. The meaning of it has
yeah.
changed. Why is that so important for entrepreneurs and business owners?
I think it's so important because through branding, you want to tell your brand story and create an emotional connection with people. When you look at even like Disneyland, for instance, they're not selling, rides or, just merchandise. They sell happiness. You have that
Right.
nostalgic, connection to, that place and memories and that type of thing. And so you have to think about how you can create that emotional connection with the audience, and they buy into you as a person. They buy into your brand story. You build trust and rapport through them, through their relationships, and that's what they buy into. They really don't care so much about your business name or even the name of your product or your particular product. They want a solution to the problem that they have,
Yeah.
and they want to trust you and believe in you as a person, and you need to use branding to make them the hero.
Oh, I like
They
that. Say
they
that
need to
again.
be the
You
hero.
need to use branding to make them the hero. Expound on that. That's good.
Basically, like through your brand story, you have to weave them into it so that they feel like they're emotionally connected and they're a part of the story. So say, for example, someone purchases something from me and part of it, proceeds goes to lupus charity. Well, now they feel connected, like they're the hero of the story. They can get what they need, but also that they can participate in helping find a cure for this disease that's, has so many people suffering. So when you're thinking about your own brand story, it's not about you. It's not about who you think you want to be. It's not about this is such a great product. It's how is it going to provide value to my customer or my target audience, and how can they be a part of, your story and be the hero of it.
I love it. I love it. I think when it comes down to it, when we create the right brand, it's a brand that causes people to care about what it is that you're doing or whatever it is that you're offering. Again, I am a proponent, or maybe I should say I have a strong conviction that people they're not looking to buy what you sell. They buy you first, and you have to give people a reason to buy into you. For me, I just love people. So that's the foundation premise for everything that I do. And it's part of my God ordained mandate, why God placed me here in the earth realm. And that is just to love on people. I love people and I want to see people win. So I know that my assignment is to challenge people to grow, change, evolve, to be the best person that God has created them to be, so that they can fulfill their purpose.
Yeah, I always quote you in that you said, I remember, anyone who does not challenge you in your life is not necessary. Yeah, challenge you for change. Yeah.
And that's why I'm not moved by people's titles. It's great to be called pastor. It's great to be called a CEO. It's great to be called a president. But if your title supersedes your touch, then you're unnecessary. And I think that ties right back into branding, right? And branding, I know, Jessica in the past, told me, even Tyler, my grandson, said, Papa, just be yourself. Just be your authentic self, because, that's what people love. That's what people love. So, I'm not the guy, although I have a degree, although I have a doctrine, that, I command the English language in such a way that, you're going to be dazzled by, my word game. But I'm just me. I had somebody tell me this past week, I forgot how you country. I am. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. I can't be anybody else but me. And so, I live, when you think about a better you, and I told you I'm gonna set aside. I got to get a consultation with you, because I just want to evaluate. I believe in at every stage of your life, your business, your vision. You need to have someone outside evaluate what you're doing and make sure that what you think you're doing is coming across the way that you think it's coming across, or the way that you're intending for it to come across.
100%.
Yeah. And I love what you said, which I'm a proponent of, and that is, you have to have a system, and of course that system is a part of your brand. But when you have a system, when you have a blueprint for life, for business, whatever it is, then that is the pattern for you to follow to experience the success that you so desire. Everybody desires to have success on one level or another. But I love what when you said, hey, you got to make people, in essence, you were just saying, man, you got to make people the star in whatever it is that you're doing.
Oh, yeah.
Put yourself in the back seat and make it about everybody else. And I just think that's good insight for business owners, especially people that are starting up. What would you say is the greatest challenge that a lot of startups face when getting started?
I think I think just a lot of times people are just starting from like very, very ground zero, is that people are scared to leave that consistency of their 9 to 5, and they think, they're a lot of times people aren't risk takers, and to a certain extent you have to have that as a part of a personality trait to be a business owner, but you don't have to just jump off the roof like I did. You can you can have one foot in, one foot out.
Fire.
Right. You can transition,
Yeah.
But I think a lot of people too, they don't get a mentor in the same industry that they're in, that's at the level or even higher than they want to go. That was a mistake that I had made at one point, where I had outgrown, and I didn't have any direction on, okay, now I'm on this level, how do I deal with this, how do I not just be a freelance anymore, how do I have like 100 clients at the same time, and how do you deal with that? I didn't know. So a lot of times you may even have to switch up those, get even more advice, and keep growing that way.
Yeah, mentors or coaches can be for a season, and I mean, you said something that's so key, and that is, you have to know what season you're in and be honest with yourself on what you need, and then do whatever it takes to get whatever you need so that you can, move in the right direction. And at every stage, I think at every stage and every season of our lives, you need someone that has the answer to your problem that you don't have. And that's different for everybody, whether it's in your personal life or your business. Let's talk about, just briefly, before I get to my closing questions that I love posing to people. What really separates your service, what you offer people? What separates you from everybody else? Seda's Custom Design.
Well, number one, I care about the content. You would be surprised in that I see a lot of times, I just got a graduation announcement that didn't have a date. It's things like that where it's
Wow.
like, but I've been guilty of that many a times, but especially like in business, you'll see blurry photos or this and that, or, like you said, how they think they're coming across is not how they're coming across at all, or there's just confusion about what you're even offering. I get so many business cards that I call mystery meat, because I have no idea what the person does or offers by looking at the card.
Wow.
So the main thing is that, I'm going to assess, especially in using my marketing and advertising background, like, does this make sense? Is this the right, messaging? Does it connect? Does it resonate? And I will infuse that into it. I won't just take it. We don't just take it and, make a layout. We're going to try to understand your business and look at the whole big picture and make sure that what you're going to get is going to be effective, and that's the difference. Because you can look at a lot of people's stuff and you're like, something's missing, or I don't get it, or, and that doesn't happen over here. So
I love it. And so, you have an eye for detail, and I love that, all the years we worked together, you say, okay, well, that's good, Pastor, but I want to bring this to your attention, because I'm real creative and I'm ready to move. And you're like, no, stop, hold on,
like, how about some white space, Pastor?
Right. No, let's just get it all in. She's like, no, don't do that. And I love that. Yeah, you're, of course, I'm asking you these questions, and I know what sets you apart from everybody else. And you're a master at what you do, and that's why I wanted to invite you to be a part of this platform, because a few more people need to be aware of the gift that Cedar brings to the table to not only startups, but also businesses and nonprofit organizations and churches, and now, of course, you're playing in the political realm. We won't get into that, but you've had some great accomplishments, and I'm very proud of you. All right, let's get into our
before you make me cry.
ABU Wisdom for Life and Business. I am proud of you. So it's a simple fill in the blank
Okay.
questions, or you can expound on your answer if you on the you can expound on the question. Are you ready?
I am ready to be in
All
the
right. Hot seat. So, are you a Trump supporter or not? No, I'm just teasing. You can tell me you're
No,
not.
I'm actually not only in the army of the Lord, but I am in the army of the anti-Trump.
Okay.
And have been a general for a long time.
All right. Okay. All right. And I was just teasing, starting out with that. I just wanted to throw you a side a baseball curveball, whatever. But for those who want, no, on the serious side, for those who want to grow or expand their business, what should they be focused on first?
Well, the first thing I would say is you have to have a why. And the why has to be a lot more than I want to make money, because it's easy to just quit and go, get a 9 to 5 whenever, stuff gets hard. But as far as like growing your business, I know for me, it starts with reading scripture and prayer, because I feel like when you're committed to God, God is committed to you. And making sure that you're going the way that he wants you to go.
So would you say clear vision?
Yeah, and really his vision, because I think a lot of times our own ambitions get in the way,
That's good. True. I've been guilty of that.
Yeah, and it's hard, because even if you're doing a lot of, I don't know if it was you or someone else, you could do a lot of good things, but it doesn't mean it's a God thing,
Yeah.
So yeah, I have a lot of pastor quotes, but the other things I would say is to like provide value, kind of like what we touched on before. If people feel like they're getting good information or you're helping them, then they're going to be ready to buy whatever you're selling when you built that trust in the relationship. And also to give people what they want. I think a lot of times we like, yes, I'm in control now. I have my own business. I'm a barbecue place, but I'm going to give you, Oreo cookie Sundays is going to be my main thing, because I've just always wanted to do that. And it's like, okay, but is that what people are expecting from you, or people want, or is that in line,
Right.
So I actually did, because I started a new business. I did a focus group recently, or not too long ago, and it was super eye-opening, because you can be really like tunnel vision, find out what people want from you, what they expect, and go from there, and find your biggest seller, your biggest check, and try to repeat that.
Yeah, I like what you said at first, in finding your why. It's not about the money, finding your why. In my master signature course, I talk about, one of the first things I talk about in that master class is knowing your who, your what, and your why, which is key to fulfilling your purpose. Next question. What do you believe is the number one cause of people failing in life or business?
Ooh, you want to ask these meaning of life questions.
This is the Better You podcast.
I know.
We're in the Genius Lab.
I am no expert, but I would say from what I've seen and what I've experienced myself is just lack of faith that God can do the impossible.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you believe is the secret ingredient to winning in business?
I would say just really like being persistent and being consistent, and you have to have a lot of discipline.
Yeah.
You have to put even more into it. People want the freedom, and they think it's going to be just all vacation and roses, but you have to put even more work into it than you would like a regular job. And not everybody's built for that. You have to kind of really look at yourself and say, do I have the toughness to keep pushing every day and to, keep going when things are slow and handle it when things are too much and,
yeah,
all of that.
Yeah, I think that ties into knowing, aside from your purpose and what you're called to do, also knowing your capacity. That plays a big role in it as well.
But
good.
I think also the super key thing for me was adapting. Like I really, if I had just only done print design, my business would have died. If I didn't go to doing web design and social media, I never would have grown. Yeah, I had to. I had to. I've been blessed to be around with the introduction of the internet, all the social media platforms. Now, metaverse and artificial intelligence. And it's like, if you don't learn how to embrace all of those things and adapt and harness them, then you're going to get left behind,
Yeah, I'm gonna have you come back and we're gonna talk about that AI.
Okay.
We're gonna talk about that. That's a big subject right now. Last question for you. What's been the greatest hurdle you've had to overcome?
Oh, definitely living with lupus, and having to overcome that. It really, dropped a bomb on my life, and you were there to witness all of that and every repercussion that it had, and still maintaining. At one point I nearly shut all the way down, but I think I got a few projects in, so I still count those years. But just being able to operate a business with a chronic illness is like on a whole other level. But through God and treating my health like a full-time job as well, I've been able to get back and even greater than where I was before. Praise God. And
praise God.
And I got to give a shameless plug because May is Lupus Awareness Month. So I ask anybody listening and pastor and everybody wear purple to show for lupus awareness. And I created some stickers that you can use on your Instagram stories or even Facebook video, TikTok and Snapchat. You can use them any of those platforms. You can just search the word lupus or my name and you'll find them, and you can put them on there and help spread awareness.
Awesome.
This is the month.
Well, what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that those of you who are listening and watching in the information box below, you'll be able to click a link and access not only Seda, but also to get your badge and put it on your platforms. I'm going to do it. So
all right. I'm gonna hold you to it.
Hold me to it. Listen, together we're able to bring awareness as well as hope to those who are facing, I'll call it just life's battles, when it comes to our health. So with that, it has been a pure joy to have you on the platform today. Keep being the best version of yourself, the beautiful person that you are, and keep shining and helping so many people that is on your mountain and across the nation. And I'm hoping that as a result of this platform, several other individuals will contact you because you need to do business with her. You need to do business with her. Yep, she's the Obi Kenobi. And I want to close with this. I mean, it just is what it is. You're very humble, and you're not stunting on the people on this platform, but God has used you mightily, and you've done a lot of great things as a Christian woman, as a businesswoman, a mother, entrepreneur. For those who are startups, for all the entrepreneurs, kingdompreneurs out there, uh, there's a huge amount of competition today in the marketplace,
Yeah.
and on any mountain, truth be told. So businesses need to go the extra mile of ensuring they stand out in the crowd. And in order to do this, you need to understand the importance of investing in creating a strong brand that will keep as our I won't say keep first, but that will get as well as keep people's attention. And so, with the right branding, I really believe this, as Seda has been a part of our journey, played a big role in our journey of building not only ministry, but the kingdom of God and several other ventures that we've done. That you have to have the right branding. And when you have the right branding, you have the chance to get really some control over how people perceive your business. So you don't want to overlook the opportunities to utilize gifts like Seda. So check her out, Ceda's Custom Design. Again, I'm proud of you. Go out and make another $1 million this year and be the star you are.
From your lips to God's ears, I received that
All
in
right.
faith.
Receive it. Receive
But
it.
thank you for having me. I really am honored by it. I am. I
For
appreciate
sure. For sure. All right, guys, that's it. That's all. Until the next time, let's keep walking by faith and not by sight.
it.
Thank you for joining me in the lab.